So this is quite a rare Doris Visits podcast on cruising. I say rare because we don't do it enough and we should do it more often.
That is true. Today we are on a little holiday because tomorrow we are joining the Queen Victoria at Civitavecchia. So we decided to come a bit early just in case there was any problems and we missed the ship.
So today's about fly cruising, really. It's about flying to a destination and then cruising off. And why would you do that? Well, you do it to avoid the Bay of Biscay. A lot of people do that. To avoid Gibraltar. Some people don't like that particular port. So if you fly to somewhere in the Med and then cruise around the Med, all your time is spent concentrated on the Mediterranean.
And the bonus for us is that we have visited this little seaside town called Fregene, which we've fallen in love with because we've been to Rome many times, so we decided we'd say somewhere on the coast between the airport and the ship, and we really lucked out, didn't we?
We did. So this is the thing when people go, I don't like cruising because you just see everywhere for 6-8 hours in a day and then you're off again. Well, the answer is if you fly cruise, you can ask, and most companies will give you the opportunity to actually stay before and after your cruise. So we're starting, for instance, in Rome, and we're going to finish in Trieste. We're not going to stay in Trieste, we've done that many times before, but we've done 3 days here in Rome. Not to see Rome, because we've seen that so many times. We've just updated our Rome film because we were there 3 weeks ago?
About 3 weeks ago, yeah.
So this is the beach.
Yeah, and we are so lucky because we get to see little places that we would never even think of coming to, and then you find little gems.
And strange things.
Yes, like today and yesterday, I am sure I saw Stanley Tucci in a restaurant along there. But then we went up to the restaurant and there were 3 people that looked like Stanley Tucci and they were waiters. But the real Stanley Tucci, we think, had a different colour shirt on and was sitting at a table.
I think Jean took me to a Stanley Tucci convention and there were lots of them there, all dressed like him, so exactly the same.
Yeah, so Stuart thinks it was his restaurant and they were working there. I think there must be quite a lot of Italian people that look like Stanley Tucci. A little star spot for you. We've seen him 2 days running. It's Stanley Tucci in the restaurant of the Sogno del Mare, which is by the 108th lifeguard station.
So, to get back to away from Stanley, get back to the podcast, effectively it's about extending your stay, and lots of companies do this very easily. I mean, TUI offer it as standard because they're a holiday company. You can do it with all of them. P&O, you can ask. Cunard ships, we're on the Queen Victoria, it starts from Rome. It's got many what they call home ports where it starts and stops in the Med, and you can do that extension. Now we've just been asked to join the Aurora in Peru.
Yes, and so now we're tossing up.
Weather.
Do we go early and do the Machu Picchu experience?
It's quite a decision really because they've actually, I understand, stopped people walking all over it now. You can only look at it rather than get involved with it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. For us at our age, it's probably a coach journey. I don't want to do 5 days camping and trekking.
Our daughter and her husband, they did it, and they camped in a tent at night. They got up before the dawn and they walked. Well, I don't think we actually would enjoy that, but we would like to see it, so we might get a coach up there.
So to recap, cruise ships go all over the world, and you can best cruise by flying somewhere and joining a ship, then seeing the area. Like the Caribbean, for example, the simplest cruise you can do, literally a hotel moving between beaches. Or you can go to South America, you can go to Africa, you could go to Cape Town. We love Cape Town.
We love Cape Town, yeah. We went to Cape Town 3 days early so that we could actually spend some time there, and I would go back tomorrow. But the other thing is that I do also like Southampton to Southampton because it is so relaxing. So your holiday starts as soon as you get to Southampton.
That is the other side of the coin. We took 8 hours to get to the airport, then fly and arrive in Rome. 8 hours. I mean, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, by the time we got
Horrendous.
to Gatwick, and yes, it was. Yeah,
Whereas a cruiser that goes Southampton to Southampton, literally train or coach to Southampton, bottle of red wine on the way if it's a train, 2 hours, you're there at the cruise terminal and straight on the ship with such ease. It's brilliant. So cruising from and to Southampton's good, but then you've got to get out to wherever you're going and come back.
We took our children and our grandchildren on a cruise a couple of weeks ago. They thought, I know that they thought, oh, it's not really going to be for me. And they could not say enough good things about it once they'd done it. And what they kept on saying was how relaxing it was, because we just got the train to Southampton. We walked, well, not even 10 minutes to the ship, on the ship. Everyone, they said, oh, this is so nice. It's not like checking in at an airport because everybody is so friendly. Your holiday started as soon as you get there.
Yeah, I think you've got to check you've really got to choose your ship. Check all of the available ships and choose the kind of ship you want to be on. Now, I say that because we met a girl on the station and coming over, and she was saying, she was 40, she was saying her mother's always asking her to cruise and she's not sure, she doesn't want to be cramped on a ship.
She's worried about seasickness.
But you don't get that if you're on a big ship nowadays. A big ship's like a city.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got everything from multiple restaurants, shopping centres, zip line, climbing walls, go-kart tracks. It's got everything.
Yeah, our daughter-in-law said she couldn't even feel the ship move, and that was one thing she was worried about, was seasickness. And then we started going, and she said, are we moving?
Now, that wasn't a particularly big ship. That was a Disney ship, which probably about 2,000, maybe a bit more. The smaller the ship, the less there is to do and the more you will feel it move. Even if it's got stabilizers, a little ship goes up and down from front to back. Stabilizers don't stop it from moving that way. So the 1,000-seater ships can be a little claustrophobic, I think, if you're worried about lots of things to do.
Maybe. I don't find that. I like the smaller ships. So it's horses for courses, isn't it? It's whatever floats your boat, really. And if you forget your suntan lotion and you're on a small ship, you've not got far to go back to your cabin.
But the bigger the ship as well, the more you will get, because they can afford to have maybe 2 ships companies, 2 theatre companies. A Cunard ship, for example, has got so many musicians that one night, normally during your cruise, say on the Queen Mary, they bring all the musicians together, and there could be 17 to 20 of them on stage together, creating a performance of something, while on the backdrop behind you on the LCD wall there is the Cunard Orchestra recorded at somewhere like Abbey Road. So you've got 60 musicians up back playing, filmed, but it's the Cunard Orchestra, especially recorded for the Queen Mary, and in front of it 20 live musicians. Now, you're not going to get that on a small ship because it doesn't have the cost-effective method of paying for all that.
No, that was very special.
Yeah. So you've got to choose your ship.
Yeah, and for me, medium-sized ships is my absolute favourite.
Yeah, so in closing, do your research. Now, on Doris Visits, we have a channel for each of the cruise routes. So if you want to go to the Med, we have all the cruise ports in the Med. If you want to go to Africa, we've got the cruise ports in Africa. It sounds like we're cruising all the time. We are, because we work on the cruise ships as entertainers. But ships, particularly, look at the ships. We've got ship tours of everybody from Disney to Cunard, Marella to Saga. They're all there, and you can see the ship.
And lots of people have said it's very helpful that we take you round the whole ship, just deck by deck, so you can see what you're getting before you're cruising before you cruise.
So please hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, and look at some of the different ports that you might like to go to, like Iceland.
Yeah, we're going to Norway next, aren't we?
Yeah. Christmas cruise, and Norway's quite religious, so I would imagine it's going to be dressed for Christmas like you won't believe. So I'm really looking forward to it, and those films will appear here on Doris Visits.
Yeah, so look forward to seeing you next time.
Happy cruising.